Period. That's for KP, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Yeah, that was not snapping for you.
No, I know.
Yeah, they gotta work it for you.
For either one of you guys, the first question is actually pretty much what Jiggy just said. Fifth largest crowd in league history, largest attendance for the league since 1999. Lit crowd, almost like a tournament game in college. Just wondering what you guys thought of the atmosphere tonight.
I mean, I don't know about split. I think this game was sold out a long time ago. We actually did sell it out before last year in the playoffs, in the regular season, and then of course in the playoffs. So, I mean, yeah, it was great. We had a ton of fans, but there's a lot of Iowa fans that love Kate Martin and Megan Gustafson too. So that has to get said a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I think we have tremendous fans, and it was an amazing environment, and we're just grateful that we got the win.
Kelsey or Asia, this is for either one of you. Kevin with Fuel Sports Network. You guys erupted today on both the offensive and defensive side. Kelsey, it was like you were pushing for that 40 tonight. And Asia, you, of course, just did Asia Wilson things. What was it like for you guys combining for a good 62 points? And what was that defense giving you to just make it easy for you guys to find the bucket?
Honestly, I think coming off of like our Washington game, it wasn't Asia and KP. And that's okay. We're gonna have nights like that. So I think coming into this game, we just wanted to get back into the flow of us, wanted to get a better feel for the game. And it was just and some looks were tough, some looks were smooth. So we kind of took what the defense was giving us throughout the flow of the game, and our teammates kept finding us. So I think we just kind of used this game to really kind of get back to us, get back into the flow of things. We had a day of rest, kind of just to kind of get back into us, and I think that's what you saw. It was just us, honestly.
It's crazy that you be averaging. She really averages 28 a game. Like that's just like a normal day at the office. That's absurd. You realize that, right? And everyone's like doubling, tripling, and game planning. And it really doesn't matter. Like I think that we need to put it in perspective. Like just another night at the office. Like we take it for granted, but we're watching one of the greatest players of all time in front of our eyes, and it's like, dang, like I think that's like 28 is like, oh yes, Asia had 28. Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm serious. So I just wish that like, moving forward that we're like, it's a unanimous vote this year. You feel me? No, I understand, but there's a difference between MVP and unanimous. Just saying. Okay.
Thank you, Kelsey.
A question for either one of you. Just Kia Stokes grabbing 12 rebounds and Jackie Young 10 assists. What are your thoughts on the supporting cast of characters?
Share the freaking love, dog. Damn. But no, I mean, that's Kia. Like, this is why Kia is who she is, and this is why she is, like, why we love her so much. She does the dirty stuff that doesn't necessarily show up on a stat sheet. But when you're talking about 12 rebounds, like, that's incredible when it comes to just the work hard factor, the want to. And that's why she'll forever be the anchor of this defense. I don't care how many awards they would give us for defense of whatever. Kia is the main reason why we're allowed to do us and play us. She steals rebounds. She's a thief, but I love it. If we can get 12 rebounds out of Kia every single night, I'm happy with it.
Speaking of the defensive side of the ball, Asia, obviously you held them to both in the second and the fourth quarter to 13 points and under for their entire team. Just talk about some of the key aspects defensively that you're able to do. It wasn't just on Caitlin Clark as far as her shooting night, but it was also Samuelson and Smith weren't able to get much going either. What defensively did you guys bring to the table tonight that was a big factor?
Just being on a string, communicating, understanding, and trusting one another that we're going to be where we need to be, and continuing just to show some of the simple things. When you're a player, we know, like, if people just show, it kind of shakes you up a little bit. So just being in the way sometimes is the key. And so I think today we were very, like, we made them uncomfortable, and nobody likes to be uncomfortable, especially on the court. So I kind of helped us then push on the offensive side because we do a pretty deep job of playing out of our defense.
Jose Volontes, Ray Best Sports. Asia, a little over a week ago, you showed some vulnerability and you talked about being the best player and teammate for your team, not necessarily just the best player on this team.
Yeah.
Since then, you guys haven't lost a game.
Yeah.
What has changed since that post-conference?
Our mindset, and obviously we got Chelsea, so our organization is pretty back to normal and we're back to us. But I feel like just our want-to factor, our just wanting to be better for each other kind of stepped up because we were in a funk. It was something that we've never been in before. We were uncomfortable, but I think slowly we started to understand that it's going to take all of us. I mean, KP and I can score all the points in the world. Jackie, we all can score all the points in the world, but if we're not together and as a unit, none of that matters. So I think we really just kind of came together as one and kind of got all like-minded and was like, all right, if we're going to do this, we need to do this. And obviously when you're getting your point guard back into the flow of things, makes it a little easier. So I think as the aces and who we are and finding our identity, I think we're slowly starting to do that.
This question is for both. Could you talk about how Chelsea impacts this team and like her being absent, then coming back and just being immediately impactful for you guys?
Yeah, well, I think I said a lot, but Chelsea, because of who she is, she's like a gravitational pull, so you have to respect her. She's always drawing two on the ball. And it's one of those things where because of that, now it's almost like the court gets bigger. So everyone's spacing is better. Everyone has a little bit more freedom of movement, and then you're able to be more efficient in space. She kind of puts everyone back in their rightful position, even if she's not necessarily even taking shots. Like Chelsea's just someone that commands that respect. And I mean, I think that for us, like it was hard. I mean, I'll just be completely transparent. Like it was really hard for me figuring out like my role. It's like, am I running the team? Am I trying to score? I'm trying to guard one of the better players on the other side. So it's like you're spread thin, and it's really hard to be efficient and shoot at a high level, perform at a high level when you're trying to do so many different things. And I think Chelsea comes in, puts us in our right spots, and we've been able to be a well-oiled machine for so long. There's a lot of people waiting to jump off the ship, because we lost a couple games, but we know that when Chelsea comes back, everyone kind of gets into their flow, and that's what you're seeing now. Like, even though she didn't play as many minutes tonight, or maybe didn't even shoot it great, but Chelsea's the reason we're able to get out, run, get into space, and the players are able to just make plays.
Yeah, Asia and Kelsey, forgive me. I was in the other room.
You're
Sorry
forgiven.
about that.
You're forgiven.
But I was wondering, have you talked about the All-Star game? Because obviously the starters came out. You guys are on the Olympic team. The three players we just had in there are going to be on Team WNBA. But I feel like this All-Star game with Team USA and WNBA, so many people are looking forward to it. Is it kind of a special thing for you guys? You played in a lot of All-Star games, but
Go ahead, first time Olympian.
2-time, baby.
Oh yeah, excuse me, first time 5v5.
It's okay.
There you go.
It was the X Games. It's okay.
Y'all played outside.
I know. Talk about your Achilles, man. No, I mean, it's really exciting. Credit to, I forget, I know that Kels, Aaliyah, and Caitlin are all on it. And I'm really glad that Kelsey's on it because I think that she doesn't get the love that she deserves. And also too, like, I mean, she lost her dad this past off season. Like, I can't even imagine, you're trying to figure out life, right? And she's just been tremendous. So, just really, I'm really happy for her. And I think Angel Reese is on it too. Dwana Bonner, I mean, perennial all-star. I mean, it's going to be a really fun game. It's super competitive. And like, I was sitting at home watching the All-Stars lose to Team USA the last time. I very vividly remember that moment. So, yeah.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one. I'm excited for it. Just to play in a USA uniform. Honestly, it's gonna be exhausting. To be honest, I'm not excited for it. I really just want to go rest that day. To be full transparent here, I wish we could just rest and go to Paris, but we can't. Obviously, we owe the fans that, but we're gonna have fun with it. At the same time, we know that this is gonna be a game that all eyes are gonna be watching us. But this is an opportunity for us to show up for the fans and just have a good time. But yeah, we're gonna see how this goes.
Really quick for one, and then wrap it up in the room. Jordan, go ahead.
Hey, ladies, congrats on the win. So I just wanted to ask about Jackie. She made a huge impact on the defense. I guess you talk about how she impacts the game on both ends of the floor for you all.
Jack is tremendous. I've been saying this all year. I think she's the best two-way player in the world. And she every night is guarding, one of the best players and does a tremendous job with that. And, tonight she just found a way to, like you said, make an impact. And her passing just has been phenomenal throughout the entire season. And she's just so strong and she's so smart. She's able to just see gaps before they happen And I mean, man, Jack is just jackpot.
machine.
She's a machine.
Y'all saw her lift.
For the both of you, Shannon Sharp was here tonight, and I asked him who he would have on Club Shay Shay. He said the two of you and Becky. So how willing would you be to sit down in Club Shay Shay and have a conversation?
Thanks for having us, y'all.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go. Y'all be blessed. Eat your vegetables. Go to sleep on time.
All right, raise your hands for questions for Becky.
Coach, largest attended WNBA game tonight since 1999. Just your thoughts on the outcome of the fans and the event.
I mean, back before, when the schedule came out and, Caitlin declared, they were like, do you want to move it? I was like, can we make money? Like, yeah. I was like, move it. It's a real easy question. Look, there's a lot of eyes on us now. Vegas has been showing up though for the past 2-3 years, so I'm not surprised. Um, we've come close to filling up this building last year. So we love our fans. They definitely give us an extra boost, but it was pretty loud in there. There's no doubt about it. It was loud. Which I've always said, the more fans, the merrier. Whoever you're coming to watch, because at the end of the day, whether you're coming to watch Asia Wilson, you get to see Aaliyah Boston, or you're coming to watch Chelsea Gray, you get to see Caitlin Clark, KP, like whoever. I think just the more eyes, the better.
Coach, can you talk about the improvements that we've been seeing on defense? I remember the beginning of the season, they kind of struggled on defense. You kind of talked about the defensive struggles, but can you talk about how the improvements have been made and some of the adjustments that's been made to see on the floor?
I mean, I think it's just been a more focused, purposeful intention to detail, I'm not giving them anything we haven't done before. They're not hearing different verbiage or anything like that. So it's just a matter of buckling down and like having that want to edge to you. You got to want that. You got to want to stop your player. You got to want to stop the other team. You got to communicate. You got to have a high level of trust. And I thought, we struggled in the trust category. And you can't be a good defensive team without trust and without communication. So those are two areas that we've really worked on. And you're starting to see, the last 2 fourth quarters when they buckle down and decide they want to like really guard, holding a team to 8 points and holding a team to 10 points, that have a lot of firepower offensively is just a really great job. And speaks to their resiliency and their want to factor when it comes down the stretch.
Going back to the attendance, 14 out of the top 15 games in the WNBA history have been at 2 arenas, at Madison Square Garden and the Verizon Center, Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. Seeing some of those crowds that have come into Washington and seeing the crowd here tonight, what does that say about just the growth of this fan base and, really the commitment Vegas has made to this team?
I think at the end of the day, I mean, it's great basketball. I mean, it's growing like crazy because it's a great product. So for us, I mean, I felt like, especially there was a couple of times you could feel the building was like building and it was about to erupt. And so, we're going to show up whether 10 people show up or 20,000 people show up. We'll be here working. But it is nice to see, these women to be recognized for how great they are and how hard they work and valued, the way they should have been being valued the whole time, in my opinion.
go ahead.
Hey, Becky, I noticed a lot since Chelsea came back, you've been having her be a screener a little bit more than maybe she's been in the past. Now you start with the horn set, and I think she was the one who gets used, and then it leads to a flare screen to an open three. And I'm wondering if that's something that you guys saw in the matchups, or just trying to help make her life a little easier, and something about her that makes her a good screener.
It was probably more about her being a passer. She just happened to set a screen. That is designed for her. Our best screener is Kelsey Plum. She lays people out. Our little screen all the way around. I mean, that's why, it's a little bit of you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back, right? Like at the end of the day, everybody's supposed to be doing their job. Asia sets great, like Kia sets great screens. I mean, that's how your offense, it doesn't matter what we're doing. If you don't have that attention to detail and that want to go set the screens and hit people, doesn't matter what we're running, we'll never create an advantage for ourselves. So we really try to be great screeners 1 through 5, who's ever out there, get an advantage for your teammate and vice versa.
Yeah, Coach. I just wonder if you talk a little bit about the night Plum had. Just how it's just. I mean, obviously scoring, but also rebounding, assists. It just felt like this was one of those games where you really could see just how impactful she can be in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, when you can shoot it like she can shoot it, and she's fast. So that's the hardest thing in basketball is to guard like a live ball closeout with somebody who can shoot and drive and pass and finish in the paint. So she is she's a really difficult guard in that fact. I thought Washington the other night was really just committed to taking her and Asia away, and that's why you saw the big numbers from the other three. So every night, it's going to be somebody different. Tonight it was KP. I thought she did a really good job of just taking really good ones, and then making great decisions with the basketball. She probably had a lot of hockey assists tonight because we'd break them down. She'd hit and then one more pass, so it never shows up. But she really had a lot to do with, us being able to score, 88 points. Not just her scoring, but her penetration, her rim reads, and her decision making was really great tonight. It wasn't so bad.